101.5 with me, Paul Devlin, Outer Limits. This week, my special guests are what most people would say ghost hunters. I don't like to use the term ghost hunters. They are the After Hours Ghost Hunts UK club, and they have come up all the way from Reading to join us today. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. You'd just like to introduce yourself one by one?
Yeah, hi, I'm Simon Mundy.
I'm Sam Thomas.
I'm Josh Thomas.
And Dan Sweeney.
Okay, welcome, guys. Now, everybody wants to know what it's like to be, if you like, quote unquote, a Ghostbuster. So I think I'm going to ask the first question to Simon. You're the actual leader of the group, aren't you?
Yes.
So where did it all start for you guys?
For myself, we were actually living in a haunted property in Gorse Hill, myself and my wife. Lots of things were showing themselves to us. We'd see spirit shadows move across the walls. Also, one day my wife was actually pushed down the stairs by unseen hands.
Right.
She didn't damage herself too much, but she hurt her back and stuff. And it was a little girl was actually haunting our house and stuff.
So why would a little girl push somebody down the stairs? What was the reason for that?
Apparently she was very jealous of my wife.
Okay.
And she didn't like her at all, and she just wanted to hurt her. So I had to communicate with her and tell her that Claire meant her no harm, and everything just stopped after that. So that's basically what first started to get my interest in this, and that was 8 years ago now.
Right, so quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now you're the person sat next to you is very nervously sat there, shaking away. It's fine, just a local chap. Is Sam Thomas. Thanks for joining us, Sam.
That's okay.
So how did you get into this?
Well, about 20 years ago, I lived in a rented house, and what I believe to be a poltergeist
Right.
in the property, so it sort of always intrigued me.
Okay, you just get a little bit closer to the mic, Sam, so everybody can hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, so I just sort of looked into things further and looking for answers and reasons and so on.
Okay, so I'll go next along. Now, contestant number 3, what's your name, where'd you come from?
I'm Josh from Reading.
Yep.
And I'm Josh from Reading, and I'm just being into it for my mum.
Okay, so in what way did you become into this? I mean, do you believe there's something in your house?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff and done a few things, and my mum's told me about a lot of stuff, and I'm just interested in it.
Okay, and contestant number 4, what's your name, where'd you come from?
I'm Dan, I come from Swindon. Well, I started last year, just with Simon, doing the Craggy Moss with my fiancée, and went with an open mind.
Yeah.
Tracy, she was very sceptical, and we come back believing. It's weird, very weird.
Yeah. So I mean, if somebody had said to you a couple of years ago, in 2011, 2012, you're going to be part of this paranormal investigation group and seeing all these amazing things, what would you have said to them?
Yeah, no chance.
I think most people have the same effect, right? Right, guys, if people out there listening want to get in touch with the show, feel free to do so. You can text me 07900 171 453, or you can email studio@swindon1055.com. Will come through to my little screen in front of me, which the computer's handily turned off. I'll sort that out in a minute. So 07900 171 453. Send us a text. I'm sure these guys, if you've got any questions about ghost hunting, maybe you've seen some on the telly, you've got some unanswered questions you want to put to them, or maybe you just want to find out about some of their experiences. Obviously all paranormal, of course, drinking non-related. And I'm sure they'll do their very best to answer your questions. I've got a few questions of my own, actually, which I know some of the listeners would be keen for me to ask on their behalf. Now, it says on your website, which is After Hours Ghost Hunts UK. Is it .co.uk?
Yes, it is.
It says on there, now you say 85% of your guests who come on your ghost hunts are return business. Why do you think that is, Simon? I'll put that question to you.
We are a very professional group. We don't go in there and antagonise Spirit. We've got a lot of respect for Spirit, each and every one of us. And we always make sure that people have a good night as well. We always say to people whenever they come to us, the only thing we can't guarantee is any Spirit activity, because obviously Spirit are not there to do kind of like circus tricks and all that kind of stuff for us. So we totally respect that, and all we ask for people to come along with an open mind. And well, like I said, 85% of them have a fantastic evening. I mean, I don't think ever we've ever had any complaints from people coming back from ghost hunts. So
I mean, it also says in your terms and conditions on your website about people who would turn up sort of drunk or abusive behaviour. You won't tolerate any of that. I mean, you just answered that question, but do you find that people would actually turn up to an investigation under the influence of alcohol, and how do you deal with that?
Well, I don't think we've ever had anybody turn up drunk. However, it's not advisable to, because if there are any spirits in that building, they could obviously see them as vulnerable because they're not in control of themselves, and they could end up harming them or something like that. So or worse, or they could fall and hurt themselves or something like that. So, and most of these places we go to are out in the middle of nowhere. So like Woodchester Mansion, that's out in the middle of nowhere, and when we've been down there we haven't had no phone signal or anything, so it's not advisable to come along drunk or on drugs.
One of the other things, the questions I wanted to put to all of you, what makes you stand out in the crowd from other investigation groups? Because obviously I've done a bit of sort of research on you guys, and the general sort of consensus around sort of, if you like, the paranormal circle seems to be that there's a hell of a lot of respect out there for you guys. You know, why are you so different from everybody else?
Do you know what I think it is, Paul? We're not in it to make money, basically. We don't overcharge people. We don't make any money on any of the ghost hunts, the reason being that all the money goes to pay for the venue. Now, us as a group, we want other people to come out with us just to experience a ghost hunt.
We have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoying share stuff what we see, and hopefully they can take it on to their friends.
Experience of their own too.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you go out on these things, and I know it's very difficult for people to sort of, that, you know, you were saying earlier on about, you know, we can't guarantee that anything's going to happen, but to go on these things is an experience in itself, isn't it? I mean, you guys know from the first time you did an investigation,
Definitely.
what the buzz was, and obviously we'll talk about a little bit more in depth about what you guys experienced at our haunted radio station tonight, which is I always go on about this every week, but you know, it really is incredible the stuff that happens here, and the people who come here don't believe the stuff they see, hear, feel. It's amazing, and it's really good to sort of get that vibe, if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, as a group, I mean, do you feel that there is a sense of family about you? Because I think one of the things, just getting to know you guys tonight, you know, there's no sort of said group leader. There's no doesn't seem to be any animosity. We all seem to,
just a founder.
you know.
We all just seem to mould in together, don't we? And we
Yeah, we do. I
accept
mean, we all work together as well, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, touch wood, there's never been any like backbiting in the group or backstabbing or anything like that. And some paranormal groups have found that they've got backstabbing and all that kind of stuff. But I always say to everybody, look, if you've got a problem with someone in the group, go to see that person. Don't talk about them behind the back, because it's number one, it's not very nice, and number two, it's just not the done
And
thing.
then the
Really.
person in the group has to say. Also,
And also, with it being done after a 12-hour investigation, we're at a tiredest point, where you could be quite stressed and that.
Yeah.
And we all still managed to have a laugh.
Through that, yeah, and
Yeah.
we're still happy,
I think
we
that
still get on, which is good.
the paranormal community, if you like, if that's the best word to use, can be quite, cat scratchy, is a sort of milk
Yes.
environment, can't it?
Absolutely.
And I think to be, as I said to you earlier, for you guys to rise above that, it's hats off to you, because there are a lot of groups out there who start thinking that they're better than everybody else, and that's when the problems begin.
Yeah.
Obviously, myself being involved in sort of paranormal circles for the last sort of 14, 15 years, I know what it's like. But I think the main important thing to remember is that you're there to give everybody else a good time, for an experience that they'll never forget, and it's also about respecting spirit, isn't it? And I think some groups forget about the respect issue.
Absolutely. I mean, we would never ever go in and torment a spirit. Number one, you don't know what could happen. That spirit could get really, really angry and start throwing things and stuff.
and you don't know who the spirit belong to, and stuff like that, from the history. and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
They
I
were
mean,
people once,
Yeah.
That's right.
They were children,
They're over 100, 200 years old, or whatever.
grandparents, parents,
Don't
and
know.
so on.
Okay, well, we're going to go to some music in a minute, and the first 15 minutes goes really quickly. You were all so nervous before you came in. And it's 15
Breathe
minutes
now,
gone.
breathe.
You can do it now. It's good. That's good.
You
Right,
know, I got
we're going to be coming back with the After House.